Welcome to the Savage Den.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 7 of the Savage Den Podcast. I am the most important host on this show, Nathan, and I am joined by my crunchy friend, Chris, and my dashing friend, Don.
I like
See
the
what I did
alliteration.
there?
Why the fuck I gotta be crunchy and he gets to be dashing?
It's the beard.
My beard
It's
ain't
also the
crunchy,
truth.
motherfucker.
I mean, it might be. Fuck, I don't know.
That's looking pretty dry, man. I don't know. You need to oil that baby
You're
up.
dry, you bitch.
Well, that's
Let me caress your beard, boy.
You're probably not dry. You're probably bathing in alcohol right now.
Oh.
Probably
How you guys
showering
doing?
Yourself. Fine. Doing great.
I'm
Great.
fucking fantastic. How are you, Nathan?
Oh, I'm doing so good. I'm going to tell you, I took a dump earlier today that was so relieving, so weight removing. It was unbelievable. And I've been thinking a lot here lately how I need to start being more active on social media. And I thought, man, this turd, this masterpiece of a shit needs to go on Instagram. But I didn't.
Why not? Dude, no
I didn't
balls.
think the world was ready for it yet.
I think it's beyond
Like,
ready.
have you guys ever had one of those shits? It's like comes out at one. It's like one massive just clump. It's almost like an egg or something. And there is no wiping required afterwards. It's just like clean. It felt a little rough coming out, but the relief afterwards just made it all worthwhile.
I actually
Okay,
have.
just me.
I mean, no, it's
Okay.
I had to think about my response to this, and you know,
Yeah.
it's one of those where it just comes out so perfectly. Like you don't even have to I mean, you still do wipe just in case, but like, you know, you feel like you don't have to, and then it's clean. It's like, oh my god, like that was it's the god poop. It's the poop you hope
Well,
for
you definitely
every
have
time.
to wipe. You definitely have to wipe to, discover that you didn't have to wipe. So,
Exactly. I mean, otherwise, you know, you run the risk of running around with a crunchy ass.
Yeah, kind of like Chris's beard.
Jesus Christ.
I had to do it,
What
man.
is
I'm
with
sorry.
you guys saying everything is crunchy tonight?
I mean, that would legitimately be a crunchy situation.
Okay. Guess we got a crunchy
Would
beard.
you rather us say crusty? Huh?
Oh, I'd rather you not say it's any of those things. It's
okay.
so many other things other than hard and crusty and crunchy, and just you make it sound gross and you have no idea. You've never even touched it. It's really soft, actually. If you think
What'd you
my
put in
beard
it?
is soft, you should feel my butt hair.
Ooh.
All right, so what are we talking about today? Because I know it's not my crunchy beard.
Well, I have a topic. We need to get in the habit of talking about topics instead of dicks and tits and shits and cake farts. We got to talk about some informative issues, and my topic today concerns our boy Ninja.
Maybe
That's
your
right.
boy.
Yeah, he's my boy, man. He's my boy. I
You guys
wake
friends?
up every morning. Yeah, Ninja and I go way back.
Okay.
Tyler? Yeah, Tyler and I go way back, dude. We were like best
You and
friends
T1
back in.
were lifting buddies? Or
I
spotting
don't
each
know
other?
who T1 is, but
Tyler?
I know who. Oh, Tyler? I didn't know people called him T1. I'm going to
It's
have to talk to him
literally-
about that.
It's in his name. Unless you're talking about a completely different Tyler.
We're talking about Ninja.
That's
Ninja's name
Ninja's
is Tyler.
name is Tyler? Oh, I thought you were talking about like the other
Jesus
like,
Christ,
streamer.
Don.
Hey man,
You sound so surprised. Ninja's name is not Ninja? What?
I thought his mom was like, you know what? This kid, like, all right, he's 1 day old. We're going to dye his hair pink. Give him a little headband, and we're just going to call him Ninja. Is that not what
Man,
happened?
I've been kind of.
Give
It
him
could
a little
be.
headband.
I mean, yeah, it's got to be a baby, like an infant-sized headband.
Because he's an infant. All right, so I heard about this a little bit on Twitter a while back. Ninja's Twitter account got hacked. It was obviously not a major deal because I didn't hear about it a lot. I just saw his tweets and I was like, oh, someone hacked his account. Happens every day. But, well, I'll just read the little bit of this article here. Ninja hits back at Tfue after fight challenge and bold accusations. And Ninja has fired back at Turner, which is Tfue, after the Fortnite star made some pretty bold accusations during a February 23rd YouTube video, including claims that he'd tried to ruin his career. And the situation started on February 22nd after a hacker infiltrated their way into Ninja's Twitter account and propositioned the Fortnite star to a fight. Fight me, Tfue, is what one of the tweets said. And another one said, hashtag Tfue versus Ninja. I'd really clap his ass. Along with a laughing emoji. So, long story short, someone hacked Ninja's account, posted some shit talk about Tfue. And Tfue, even after Ninja regained control of his account, Tfue took to YouTube and basically accepted the challenge and said, yeah, I want to fight Ninja. So now Tfue's like over here with this beef between him and Ninja, even though Ninja apparently had nothing to do with it. It was the hacker. But this is what Tfue says. I think he did get hacked. But regardless of that, this is something that I've been meaning to get off my chest for a while now. Oh boy. For years and years, me and Ninja have been rivals. Ever since I started blowing up on social media, he's been trying to tear me down. He's been talking shit behind my back, he said. I never mentioned this to anyone before, but he actually did try to get me permanently banned behind my back. He tried to literally ruin my career.
Wow.
According to Ninja, in a tweet that I saw, I'm not going to try to quote it because I don't feel like pulling up his Twitter, but apparently Ninja was like, hey, stop trying to get clout off of this whole ordeal. Like, I had no beef with you, but here you are just trying to blow it up and get clout out of it. Can't necessarily say to blame him 100%. Like, if, your name gets brought up in a Ninja tweet and you're trying to further your social content creation career, then, go with it, right? But yeah, I think it's pretty fucked up. It's kind of weird too, because people like all these, I don't know what it is about streamers in particular, but they seem to get their accounts hacked a lot on Twitter. Twitter needs to get their shit together or something. I don't know. Someone needs to get somebody's shit together.
It doesn't seem to happen very often, though.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago. Doc's got his hacked. But apparently it was a SIM hack. Like they hacked his SIM card or something and gained access to everything from his Twitch to Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, when you have something like that, I mean, it's going to be pretty hard. Like even like two-factor authentication, a lot of times people have that just texted to them. And, if somebody is spoofing your phone on whatever network you happen to be on, yeah, there's not a lot you can do around that aside from, just basic, basic security measures like, have a complex password. Don't use the same password for multiple sites, which is a huge fucking bitch, especially for us content creators, because we have, 50 different
15
fucking logins that we need to remember.
Right.
It gets a little tedious, and, password managers help, but those, also have their own vulnerabilities. So it's the limit of human ability. It's going to happen. People will get into other people's shit where they don't belong.
Right. Well, the common thing that happens when one of these content creators' Twitter gets hacked. Boy, that felt good. Drinking Miller Lite, boys. The beer of very wussy men. Anyways, the common thing that seems to happen when they get the social media accounts hacked is like whoever hacks it starts shouting out their boy, like, hey, go follow, the next 10 people that follow my boy, Lil little booty butt. I'm gonna give you guys a shout out. Blah 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 blah. Now I have a question for you boys. We'll go with Chris first because he hasn't said much. If you could, without consequence, tweet one tweet on a say someone like Ninja or someone that's got millions and millions of followers on Twitter, if you could tweet one tweet, what would it be? And the catch is it cannot be promoting Asylum Jerk. I'm sorry.
I'm doing it on someone else's account.
Pretend you're the hacker. You have control of Ninja's Twitter. It is time for it is your moment to shine. You are about to tweet something. You can't promote Asylum Jerk. You can't promote your Twitch. What are you going to say? What's the tweet? Your one tweet that you're going to throw out there for the world to see for millions. I don't know how many followers he's got now. Probably in the billions. I don't know. How many followers does Ninja have?
It's probably not billions, dude.
I don't know. He has 5.5 million followers. There we go. Sorry, it's not billions. I know there's like 7 billion people in the world, but whatever. 5.5 million people, 5.5 million followers that jack off to his tweets every day. You get one chance, one tweet. What do you say? It can be anything. It just can't promote your personal Twitch. You can shout out the Savage Den podcast. That's allowed.
I don't think like if I was the hacker, I don't think I would want to bring any negative attention to something like I'm promoting something. So I'd probably say something. I'd probably troll them somehow. I'd probably say like,
okay, let's hear it.
I'd probably say like something like you need to change your password or something. I have no idea. I'm put on the spot right now. I have no clue what I would say. Oh my god,
dude!
Why?
What would you say, Don? I'm sure Don's got something juicy. What would you say?
All right. So I guess while we're on the topic of podcasts, you guys remember it was like a few weeks or a month or so ago where Joe Rogan had a particular presidential candidate on his podcast and has since come out saying that, he doesn't expressly endorse that particular candidate. I would hack Joe Rogan's Twitter account and
okay.
His millions of followers would see a very specific line that was said by Anthony Anderson, who played one of the Burger Shack employees in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, where right after he gets done describing the slider in its perfection, the little onions bursting like flavor crystals in your mouth, he gets kind of worked up and he turns around and he says to his coworker, he says, "Come on, Pookie, let's burn this motherfucker down." Except I would change it so that the word burn would be capital BERN, and that would be the entire tweet.
Oh.
Not to take this
That's
to
clever.
a political place, but that's what I would do.
No, that's clever. That's clever. I like that. I mean, it's a lot better than I'd probably be like, "Hey, let me suck your toes" or something like that.
On whose
I
account?
don't know. Anybody, whoever I got access to.
Literally, just
Preferably
anyone.
Ninja. But whoever. It could be anybody. Donald Trump, Ninja, Joe Rogan. I don't care. Hey, let me suck your toes.
Probably.
See,
you got to tag someone in it. You got to tag someone. So like,
okay.
So like hack
I would,
into Ninja's account and then I don't know, have him tweet it. Fucking Hillary Clinton. Let me
Tim
suck
the
your toes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's real good. I was going to say Tim the Tap Man, but I like that idea better.
I actually like the Tim the Tap Man idea better. I mean, they played together so much,
Yeah, but they would I feel like that they pick on each other so much that no one would even know that someone hacked his account. Hell, Ninja would probably keep the tweet.
And that's the genius part of it. Nobody would fucking know. But that's the perfect crime.
God damn. That's beautiful.
Yeah, the perfect crime is that no one ever knew that it happened, except for the
Joe
person
Rogan
it affected.
actually has more. Joe Rogan actually has more followers than Ninja on Twitter. Wow,
that's not surprising.
Joe Rogan's been around a lot longer, right?
I mean, yeah, dude, prior to his Fear Factor days, which was what 20 something fucking years ago now, he was already like a pretty popular mixed martial arts fighter. So yeah, he's been around, just relevant in American culture for decades, which is kind of hard to believe.
Speaking of Ninja, since I'm on his Twitter right now, the response he gave to Tfue was, "I have no interest in fighting you, Tfue. I don't hate you. I don't want you to fail, but I also don't appreciate you using my Twitter being hacked as a publicity stunt. It was a breach in privacy which nobody deserved to deal with." It was improper English there. Oh my God, Ninja, dude, fucking ass. You're YOUR. You're making it worse for me and helping him. Jesus Christ.
That's, yeah, I don't know, man. So like this Tfue guy, like I'm not familiar. I don't follow the Fortnite scene. I don't really care.
Well,
I don't have a horse in this race one way or another. I'm assuming he's a bigger like player, streamer, like a pro Fortnite player, if that's a thing.
He's a pro for FaZe.
Okay. Well, so they both have a little bit of money. Ninja probably more than this Tfue guy. And I assume that in these tweets they're talking about like a fight, like a 1v1 online, right?
I have no idea.
I think with you, both of these guys have enough money to pay for a flight, go to somewhere neutral. If they both live in California, meet up somewhere over there. If they're on opposite coasts, go to, fucking Little Rock, Arkansas, and go to like, the main square downtown and like, fucking duke it out. That would be a great way of solving this.
I get the feeling Tfue's trying to turn this into like a Logan Paul, fucking, what was that boxer's name that Logan Paul wanted? That was it Jake? I can't remember. One of the Paul brothers. Jake Paul wanted to fight KSI, was it?
I don't keep track of either of those idiots,
beef.
But I wish that actually happened, because I would actually pay for the pay-per-view to watch one of those idiots like get their asses kicked.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It was boring. It's all staged. It's already happened.
Wait,
by the way,
happened?
Tfue. Yeah, like Logan Paul and KSI, I believe, have already fought like maybe even twice.
And it was staged? That's fucking weak.
I say it was staged, but I think it was a draw the first time. So it's kind of like obvious that it was staged because it's fucking Jake or Logan Paul, whichever Paul brother it was. Like it's obvious because like that dude can't fight. Come on, man. He can barely do a YouTube video. On the topic of Tfue, just in case you didn't know this one, Tfue kind of like hit major spotlight when he was already a big, pretty well-known social influencer, but he really blew up when he and FaZe butt heads, because it turns out FaZe had been like fucking him out of some money or something through his contract or something or another. So that's kind of like how Tfue's pretty well known at this point. At least for me, that's how I learned about Tfue, was the drama between him and FaZe Clan and all that shit. So, not really up your aisle of interest, but fuck, it's,
he was
always
a lot more
love
well
seeing
known.
the stupid.
He was a lot more well known before that. Before him bitching about.
I'm not just saying like he was like a nobody and then he turned into a somebody. Like he was a Fortnite pro for FaZe. Like he was well known, but like everyone was talking about the Tfue versus FaZe Clan drama, because that was the first time that something like that had ever really blown up. Because in this day and age, as a content creator, there's so very few regulations and laws and legalities about it. Like, if you rob a bank, that's against the law. But if FaZe Clan fucks you over on a contract somehow or another, it's like they don't have any specific wordings for content creators. Like it's still so new that there's no legislation about it.
I mean, it's still a work contract. I mean, he was literally contracted to do something.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think FaZe Clan proved that they did everything according to the contract. I think Tfue actually ended up becoming fucking at the bottom of the totem pole on that one.
I mean, if he lost his like lawsuit or whatever because he didn't read the fucking contract, that's entirely on him. Like, you know, in certain cases, like a judge might be sympathetic and look at it and go, okay, this is very clearly extremely unfair. I'm going to nullify this contract. They can do that, and they've done that in the past. There's precedent. But, you know, in a case where it's just like, you know, every once in a while they're like skimming off his profits, you know, or like using his image in a way they didn't expressly get permission for, or something like that, it's a lot harder to argue.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it for the Ninja Tfue drama. I like to keep up with that sort of thing because I don't know.
So
I keep
Tfue
hoping
is
that
trying
one
to
of
fight
these
him,
days
and Ninja is trying to get him to back off.
Puss out sounds like to me. Pussy.
Pussy ass bitch.
I think they should both fucking nut up.
They need to nut up, fly
Duke it
to each
out.
other, duke it out like men.
I mean, dude,
Oh,
flights
no,
are insanely
They
cheap.
need-
Think of the
Like,
of the views. Think of the ad revenue.
Think of the views. Like they need to get some fucking Fortnite memorabilia, like some like foam pickaxes and shit, and just fucking beat each other up in a ring. And while they're doing it, they need to bunny hop around.
Not gonna lie,
beat
that'd
each
be
other to
fucking
death.
hilarious.
Oh, I'd watch the shit out of it.
I just want to see two people beat the shit out of each other. I don't care who it is. Wouldn't matter to me.
Besides
Especially
that,
Ninja.
the only other topic I had besides that, which is also in the realm of Twitch, is the body painter that got unbanned. She was banned for obvious reasons because she was body painting. And I say that with some sarcasm because, body painting is technically allowed on Twitch. I actually saw her tweet when she first got banned, and she posted a picture of what she looked like when she was banned, and she was confused as to why she was banned. And it's been cleared up. She's unbanned now, but it turns out as a body painter, this is good information for you guys if you ever want to get into body painting on Twitch. You have to have your entire chest a solid, like, I don't know what you call it, like a base color or whatever, kind of like a canvas. You have to turn your chest into a canvas. There can be no bare skin, and your nipples have to be sufficiently covered. And then you can paint whatever the fuck you want to on top of your base. If you just paint your entire chest white. Well, she had painted everything except for her cleavage. So she had like real cleavage instead of fake cleavage, if that makes any sense, because she was doing some like Disney princess or some shit. I can't remember what she was trying to paint herself as, but she left her cleavage area bare, and that's what got her banned, apparently, according to Twitch.
Yeah, I saw in the article it was like she was going for like a mermaid or something like that. And I mean, every picture you've ever seen of a mermaid, like, they've got some cleavage,
Yeah.
They're mythical
I don't
creatures that
know.
were like, either helping sailors or luring them to their doom.
I mean, I personally I can't think of a time that I've ever seen a body painter not have their entire chest painted. I've never really put much thought into it because I'm just kind of sitting there thinking, oh, that's naked boobs dangling with paint on them. But I guess since they're completely covered up in paint, it's all good. It's all Gucci. Except for that one girl. You saw that one girl a while back, right? The one that got banned. The one that got banned because she was like literally started streaming with no paint anywhere on her torso except for 2 like 3-inch diameter circles around her nipples. And like that was all the paint on her whatsoever. She's leaning over into the camera and stuff, letting her boobs dangle into the camera, telling chat, we can't take shots for donos because it's against TOS. And then she gets banned. But I'm pretty sure it was kind of planned because she also did like lewd content, like Patreon type stuff. So
I mean, I feel like Twitch absolutely needs to be like, they need to have some very specific wording added to their TOS regarding nudity itself. just so that there's no more of this like, well, it's a gray area. We don't know. Like this one's okay.
Yeah.
This one's not okay. Or like in, what's her face's Fort Girl, the body painter that you brought
Fort
up.
Girl.
Yeah. In her case, it was literally like fine one day, not fine the next. That's definitely something to be said. Like Twitch needs to sort that shit out fucking immediately. And I personally feel like if they added something like, it like specifically about doing things off platform that would, expressly violate TOS, like they kind of have something in there now. But like if you're an actual like cam girl, for example, on like free ones or any of those other sites you see ads for and shit, and then you come on and then you do some like real borderline TOS shit on Twitch, maybe that's okay for them to be like, you know what, we don't want you on our platform, because that's not what we're trying to do. And, maybe that'll help, kind of filter out, get the simps out of chat first and foremost. And, just to have them go fucking somewhere else. And, maybe kind of, and to, I'm paraphrasing someone else here, kind of reduce the stigma of the girl gamer on Twitch, who just has her tits out just to get more views in her chat, for example.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many like touchy areas there. Like you can't let one girl do one thing and another girl do something very similar, but this girl over here is selling nudes on Patreon and this girl over here is just simply body painting. It's just like, do you guys remember when there was a big fucking ordeal over flags, and you had the gay pride flag, you had the rebel flag, the Confederate flag, and like there was this huge fucking to do. It was making national news all the time about, businesses banning certain flags and shit. A lot of businesses were banning the American flag because, and before anyone jumps down my throat, let me explain why I think that's not a bad idea. If you're not going to allow the gay pride flag or the Confederate flag or an Islamic flag or some shit like that, then you don't need to allow any flags. So if you're not going to allow one chick to be naked on stream with paint all over her, then you don't need to allow the other chick either. I don't know. It's touchy.
I think that the bans that they do are kind of like a dice roll a lot of the time. Because like sometimes like there's people that will get banned for like really simple shit, and other people will not get banned, and it's really confusing on why that is.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like Cosmic. If you remember Cosmic, the fellow smaller PUBG streamer, she got banned for wearing a crop top, but I see women streaming straight up bras all the freaking time. And I'm not talking about like sports bras while they're working out. I'm talking about like somewhat decently sexy looking bras while they're streaming video games. It's like, I feel like that their bans are like, they have a ban department. I think they have a department of staff people that are just kind of taking care of this stuff, one individual person at a time. Like, like Bob's taking care of this person over here and all the reports he got from her, and Celia's over here taking care of this person. And I think it's like maybe Bob's got something against female streamers. Like he's just kind of got this complex or something. So he's like, oh, fucking Twitch thought I don't need her on this platform. So he bans her, while some other staff members letting something just slip under the rug. Like, I don't give a shit.
Well, we all know that with that particular staff, there's a pretty widespread rumor that they are all tier 3 subscribers to Amaranth. That's not a rumor I started, but it's a rumor I heard. I figured that was an appropriate time to bring that up.
What's tier 3 subscription to Amaranth get you?
That's a good question. I want to find out.
I couldn't actually tell you what the actual perks are, but I assume there's some off Twitch, Patreon style content that's available.
Oh boy.
I wonder what. Oof.
Subscribe to my channel with a tier 3 subscription, and I will show you with a personal tutorial video on how to yeet your cat over your shoulder without throwing it out. Meanwhile, showing your pussy on stream and chugging vodkas. Sounds like a really good idea.
That's worthwhile, man.
I can learn how to chug vodka, throw cats, and show my pussy.
I'm not seeing.
You could really do
anything.
2 birds with 1 stone there.
Yeah, someone today was.
You can show it then throw it.
Someone today was talking shit in my chat. They said something about her wearing loose shorts without wearing panties on underneath the shorts and playing with her dog. She's like, "Oops, accidentally showed my crotch. Whoopsie daisies. No, this ban is totally unplanned."
That shit is so planned. I
All
don't
the
give a
clout,
fuck
dude.
what anyone says.
But
And
hey,
she got a 24-hour ban. She got articles written up on her. She had an explosion of viewership when she got back. I'm sure her Patreon wasn't doing half bad afterwards.
it was
It
entirely
doesn't say anything.
planned. But
Yeah,
it did have some positives, some net positives, in my opinion, because other streamers were able to take advantage of that and parody it in fucking hilarious fashion. And as much attention as Grizz got for that, I don't think he got enough attention for just how fucking funny the fake testicles stunt was. That was worth every second of that fucking ban he got.
Did you see his did you see Grizz's video of what he did while he was banned?
Oh,
That I
yeah,
haven't.
that shit was hilarious.
Holy fuck,
That was hilarious.
funny.
If you could
I'm
find
unfamiliar.
it and send me the link, I'd put it in the description. It was a pretty funny, it was a montage of shit that he was doing, and it was like, I don't know, riding a bike and shit, and like, oh yeah, and it had something to do with a nutsack. Like every video had this nutsack in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it.
That man's goddamn hilarious.
Bro, I've been Amaranth's channel here, just kind of looking at her info and stuff for like, I don't know, 3 minutes, and it was like 2 or 3 chats, people saying ASMR hype. Let's see, I want ASMR.
Oh, is she like live right now?
Nope, she's offline.
Jesus.
Imagine having people in your chat just for the hell of it.
Do these people have nothing better to do with their times than...
Whoa, what's this clip?
Oh, God.
Oh my Jesus Christ.
I
How
can't
did she
find
get
it.
away with this? How? How does she get away with this? I just don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand.
I can't find this. I can't find his video.
I don't understand how one woman can just wear a crop top and get a fucking, like, I forgot how many, it was like a 24 or 48 hour ban. I can't remember. Get a ban over a crop top. And I am looking at the outline of this woman's crotch right now. And a clip. Whatever. I know what the difference is. The check mark.
Show me the clip.
I mean, it's definitely more than that.
Just go to her. Just go to her fucking channel. It's one of the most. It was one of the top trending clips.
Who is this?
There's...
Amaranth.
Oh, I don't want to go to her channel.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like,
right.
like I was saying before, there's a lot of conspiracies as to why she still has a Twitch channel, and at least the one that makes the most sense for me is when you're pulling 25,000 viewers every single time you go live, and 20% of those are tier 2 and tier 3 subscribers. Twitch is making bank off of just having that one stream live. So that's what I think is the actual cause for why that person is still
Money
around.
talks. Oh yeah, 100%. Money talks. That's why us small fries get a ban and they don't think anything about it. It's like, yeah, we made a total of $500 off of you in the past 2 years. Great.
Yeah, and I
Bye.
don't know.
See ya.
As a business, it's kind of hard to walk away from that relationship. But at the same point in time, there comes a time where you have to know it's over.
Yeah. Well, you have to draw lines because while you also have profit to worry about, you also have an image that you got to worry about too. Yeah. Anyways, enough about titty streamers. As much as I love talking about titties,
So
what
we
else
got-
do we have on
got-
the plate?
We got suggestions in chat. HoloLens.
Okay.
HoloLens
What
wants
suggestions
to know.
does chat have?
HoloLens wants to know a man's perspective of when you knew one of your more serious relationships was over, and on the flip side, how you knew you were falling in love with the person. I've never heard men talk about it before. And also, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen in a public place, like a Walmart, for instance?
Well, I
The
mean,
first questions are
while we're on the topic of businesses ending relationships, why not transfer it over to people? I mean, I've got a fair amount of experience I can draw from. But Nathan, I'm curious to hear what you have to say on this topic, or Chris, you can go first. Up to you guys.
which one? The whole like when you knew it was over and when you knew another one started?
Yeah, I mean, either or. It doesn't have to be both combined.
I think in my experience, when I knew it was over, when there was like criteria that had to be met, right? So if the girl said, "I don't love you anymore, I don't want to be with you," like she just straight up said that, then my brain said, "Yep, it's over." If those words never came out of my mouth or out of her mouth, then it was always something like, does she get another boyfriend, or do I find someone else and she just got replaced? That's kind of it, honestly. I felt like it was going to be a longer list, but that's pretty much it. Like, it's either she says, "I don't want to be with you anymore," or she finds someone else, or I find someone else. That's how I know it's over.
So you wait for the definitives where like there's a relationship hop where one person bails and hops into another one, or they just straight up vocalize like this isn't working.
Yeah, for the most part. Like I've always been one of those people that kind of fights it a little bit. You know, if I want to be with a person, I'll fight it a little bit. But, you know, if I can see that there is no light at the end of the tunnel, like I'm not going to waste time with it. But as far as a relationship starting, I don't know. I've never really I feel like with that mindset, you put a label on it, right? It's like, oh, we are officially dating. Where with me, it was more like, we're really getting along and I enjoy this relationship we have right now a lot. And if it doesn't have a label, it doesn't really matter. Like, we're getting along. And that's all that matters to me.
What about
which, I mean,
go ahead, sorry.
I was just going to say, I feel like women, for the most part, like to have labels. And I'm sure Hollow can attest to that women want to say, they want to be able to say, we are in a relationship or we are married or whatever. And men are kind of like, yeah, I like this, but it doesn't have to have a label on it. So when we put a label on it, it's only because you want to. It has nothing to do with whether we want to or not. The relationship starts when you make it start, I guess, as a woman.
I don't know about that. I mean, there's relationships that I've been in before where I wanted to be in the relationship, you know, and talked about that maybe more than the other person did. So what about when you when you and Erica got together? Do you mind telling us when you knew that you loved her and you wanted to be with her?
I mean, I knew I wanted to be with her even before we met, actually, just because when we were really hitting it off and we got along really well. I actually asked her out, or whatever you want to call it. like I asked her to be my girlfriend at the oh fuck, whatever the name of the tower is in Chicago, the Signature Lounge on the 94th floor of this tower. I can't remember the name of it, but the Signature Lounge. But yeah. Well, it was like the second night that we met in person.
You knew you wanted to be with her?
Yeah, but
The
we had
second
been
night?
like co-streaming and talking off stream a lot up until that point. It was just when we first met in person.
So what about when you loved her? When you knew you loved her?
When I knew?
That's what Hollow wants to know, yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like that's I don't feel like there's like a light switch to that. I'm pretty sure it just kind of happens over time.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
then yeah, it's not like something happens, you're like, "Oh, I love this woman." It's just kind of like somewhere along the
The
lines
first
I think
time
I fell
she
in
brought
love with
me a
this woman.
sandwich, that's when I knew.
When she brought me a sandwich, and I knew from that point forward
That's when I knew.
this was going to be my woman.
She gave me a blowjob and then she made me a sandwich, and I was like, God damn, I love this woman.
And then she made me a blowjob sandwich.
Now that sounds interesting. I'd
Hell
like to hear
yeah.
more on this topic.
What about you, Don? Do you have a girlfriend or a wife?
I do currently have a girlfriend. We're coming up on almost 3 years of dating here next month, actually. And I completely agree with you guys where there's not I couldn't pinpoint a singular moment where I was like, wow, I love this woman. It was definitely a feeling that built over time. And,
Yeah.
you know, I probably should have seen it coming because prior to dating her, I was intentionally single, just refused to get into a committed relationship for years. It was like a period of like 4 or 5 years mostly because of the way my last one ended. It was one of the few actual, relationships where we had, the titles and everything, where I broke it off. I was like, this can't be allowed to continue. I'm not feeling this. Like it's very lopsided. Like if I don't stop this right now, you're going to end up way worse off than if we had just like drug it out and, allowed it to die, because it was already dead in my mind. It would have been like rotting and festering at that point, just emotionally. So after that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a break from this. Like I was still, seeing people dating or whatever, but I wasn't allowing that to happen. And then when I started dating my current girlfriend, I told her straight up, I was like, I don't do relationships. I'm out here playing the field. Don't be expecting nothing. And 6 months later, I'm calling her my girlfriend. I'm like, fuck, she got me. And I have no idea how it happened. It just fucking happened, man.
I'll be right back. I gotta go outside.
Tell your neighbor I said hi.
Oh shit! I had myself muted for a second because I was vaping hard.
Yeah, you didn't say
Oh,
a goddamn
man,
thing there.
I had so many interesting things to say.
Well,
Fuck.
let's fucking hear them, dude. What part of my relationships was of interest to you?
I don't know, dude. I'm pretty sure that's just kind of how it happens for most people. Like the whole, like, next thing you know, it's there. Like you did. Hell, even my last relationship which ended up just going down the drain really, really badly. Like the beginning of it was kind of like oh wow, look at this. We are in a relationship now. That was unexpected. But I don't know. I you know what? I'm going to say something. I'm going to throw this one out in the air,
Uh-oh.
and Hollow and every other woman in the world can catch it and do with it as they please. Men don't think too deep. We really don't. We're not that deep of a creature. Like, like that meme where the woman's got this long as diary post about what's wrong with the relationship, and the guy says motorcycles broke, don't know what's wrong. That's kind of how men are. Like, we're very simple. We don't put a lot of thought into anything, really.
At least emotionally, you know, it's
Emotionally, yeah. Like, we put hella thought into some shit. Like, I don't know. Like, oh man, my stream quality is ass. Let me spend the next 7 hours trying to fix that. Or
it's definitely in that kind of vein. Like, and I've actually explained this to my girlfriend, where, you know, she'll be explaining like a problem or an issue she has, and we'll be talking about it, and it's something like she's actually really upset about, and I will attempt to fix it. Like, I see a problem,
I'm back.
I try to fix it, and I feel like a lot of guys are inherent fixers, where,
yeah,
you know,
we're Mr. Fix-Its.
there's an issue, where's the solution? Like, how do I fix this here? Where a lot of times, you know, she just wants a sounding board. She wants somebody to like be there and actively listen and empathize, and, you know, in some cases sympathize. So that's
Right.
there's a very stark difference there. And looks like Hollow asked another question. How did I get over the part where I stopped resisting dating? That was kind of another thing that just sort of happened. You know, like, it wasn't when I went through that single period, I didn't stop seeing people repeatedly. It wasn't just a series of one night stands for 4 or 5 years, but, you know, I just made sure that I was like, you know, don't get too invested emotionally, because it's not what I'm here for. Like, we're hanging out, we're having fun, having a good time. And when I met my current girlfriend, she was like, yeah, okay, and like went along with it. And, you know, she and I just ended up becoming close. And, you know, after a period of time, like, she told me she loved me. After another period of time, which I'm sure was fucking hell for her, as she's described it, at least, I told her that I loved her back. And, you know, it was an interesting transition, you know, and like, we still joke about it to this day, because it was a decent period of time. Like, it was months on end where I was just like, yep, no labels, like, you know, kind of tongue in cheek. Like, it got to the point where, you know, I felt like I was kind of being an asshole with it, because I was, you know, starting to feel a certain way, and it was rude for me to keep kind of joking about that. So,
Right.
You know, that's kind of how that's ended up so far.
You know, one thing that Erica and I have kind of always like butt heads on, and it's hard for me, and I'm pretty sure most men can relate, it's hard for me to realize that there is a quote problem, because in my brain, everything's fine and it doesn't need to be fixed. Women, I've discovered, have some sort of like a happy meter, and it has to just be refilled pretty often. You know, you have to, you know, do all these spontaneous romantic things from time to time, and all that other shit that men just don't think about. It's like, to us, it's like, oh, our relationship's fine. We're not fighting. We're getting along fine. We're having a great time watching TV and eating dinner and all this other stuff. And then out of the blue, they hit us with I just don't feel like we're that connected anymore. And it's like, what? Oh, there's a problem? I didn't realize there was a problem. And we go into Mr. Fix-It mode, and we're like, I don't know what the problem is. Tell me what the problem is. And they can't really explain it because it's too emotional and blah, 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 blah. And we're sitting here like, I don't see a physical problem here. My wrenches will not fix this.
And I've experienced that personally multiple times, you know, throughout the years.
To a T.
Where it's just like, you know,
Like,
things are going fine, and then they're just fucking not, and you're like, whoa, what happened here? And, you know, going back to what you said about, you know, like the spontaneous little things, that's definitely something I learned the hard way, and like, you really have to kind of ingrain that in yourself.
Yeah, I'm still not good at it though, to be completely honest. Like, I'm so absorbed in everything. Like content creation takes up a lot of time. So I'm absorbed in it. I'm just like constantly thinking, how can I fix this? How can I make this better? How can I get more followers, more views, more this, more that? And while I'm beating myself up over this, I'm neglecting that, I don't know, that spontaneous happy meter shit.
Oh, I'm not perfect with that by any means.
Yeah, it's tough.
So I feel
it's
you.
a tough thing. Yeah. Oh, well.
You want to know when I think you realize that a relationship is over?
When she fucks another guy?
Well, that too.
Oh.
That's a big red flag.
I think that one way that you know that you need to end your relationship and move on is when you start to not want to be around that person. So let's say you live together and you're getting off of work and you're like, normally you would want to go home and eat dinner with your family and be home with them, but you go,
yeah,
I really don't want to go home. I really don't want to go,
go home to that bitch.
It's extreme.
I mean, that's how it was for me in my last relationship. Like there was a lot of moments where I just didn't want to go home. I didn't even want to go home at all. I would pull up and
go to your boss. It's like, you sure you don't have any overtime for me? Come on, man.
I would pull up in the driveway and I would just sit in my car and fuck around on my phone for like over an hour sometimes.
That's definitely a big red flag. Like I've been there too. And I mean, it wasn't in a relationship as serious as yours was, but yeah, when you come to the point where you're just like dreading being around someone, that's sign
that's
number
a pretty
one.
Good red flag
Right there.
I probably had that with my last relationship too, because I'd stream during the day while she was at work, and I always dreaded her coming home. I was like, ugh, she's gonna come home, and then the bitching ensues.
You could actually see that like in your face, like while you were streaming. Like it'd be like watching Ravaging Savage on Twitch, and like he gets a text and his face and his entire mood changes. It's like, she's a coming.
Oh, you remember that one time, dude? I don't know if you were watching
I just had
it
that
this
happen
time.
last week.
Oof.
I was in the middle of duoing with you and you were like, are you all right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Your whole fucking...
Because my fucking ex-wife
we died to
messaged me.
Ashik because of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was streaming once upon a time with my ex, and she, without any... Because at the time, we didn't live together. She actually moved away, went back home because, whatever. But we were still dating. And she just, unannounced, came over and just popped into my stream. And God, that irked the shit out of me. Because for one, I knew that there was a motive behind it. And it wasn't just to come say surprise. It was more, I want to see what you're doing while I'm not there type thing, which really pissed me off. But on the other hand, it was kind of like, fuck, what's she doing here? And yeah, so that is a pretty good red flag. If you are listening, I highly advise you cut it off at that point. It just save everyone some time, and stock up on some KY lotion, whatever the fuck you want to use, and just bite it in the bud. Not bite it, nip it in the bud.
Now there is an interesting counterpoint, or not so much counterpoint, but other side to this whole thing where, like, you don't want to be around someone, introverts in particular, people that need a certain amount of solitude, otherwise they slowly start to go fucking insane. I don't know, like I used to consider myself a pretty hard introvert. I've since kind of sort of broken out of my shell, but I'm definitely one of those people that, like, if I don't have a certain amount of time where I don't have to be near anyone else just regularly, I will slowly start to go insane. And it takes a lot, especially if, the person you're dating is an extrovert and they want to be around not necessarily just you, but like just people in general all the time. it's really hard to strike that balance and effectively communicate that, you know, like, it's not because I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be around anyone right now. You know, so if, again, guys that are listening, if you feel that way just in general, don't interpret that as I don't want to be around this person. They're two distinct things that can feel very similar.
Oh, I 100% agree. I gotta have my me space. Like, a lot of times, you know, to satisfy that need for my own space, I'll just and Erica's, she knows, she's okay with it. I'll, instead of going to bed, I'll stay awake, come in my room, tinker with some stuff, make a cringy ass highlights montage for YouTube, or maybe just run some mindless, you know, team deathmatch or something on some video game, just something to kind of like wind away. So I'm not talking to a chat. I'm not interacting with friends. Sometimes I hit offline and just want to play some games or just do something just to have my own space and kind of meditate in my own little rim. And I've been doing a pretty good job of keeping that up. But, you know, everyone's a little different. I don't know. I feel like women a lot of times kind of constantly need that somebody there. Oh, Chris is turning it into a crotch cam. I like it.
Yeah, baby, angle down.
You want to see a crotch cam?
Yeah, let's see it.
You got to subscribe tier 3.
God damn it.
Sorry. Super's the only one here that's tier 3 subscribed, so I have to call him after every stream and show him my crotch for 5 minutes.
That's pretty reasonable. I mean, you know, that's something I wouldn't put that on my my Twitch tier 3, but my Patreon tier 3, absolutely.
Cranium keeps messaging me asking me for crotch pics, but I'm like, tier 3, dude. Tier 3, and you get
$20 a month.
Tier 3, you get the D.
Bitch.
Oh, 25. God damn it.
Oh shit, it rhymes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Super says that he's actually tier 4 subscribed because he paid for the tier 1, and then he wanted to share links on my chat and it wasn't letting him, and he said, or what was it? No, he was giving me shit about something, and I said, you can't give me shit about this or that unless you're tier 3'd. And then he subscribed tier 3'd. And then he said, now you have to put up with my shit forever. And I said, only for a month. Only if you don't keep it going.
And I was egging him on the whole time. I was there for that. That was beautiful.
Are we still talking about girls? Yeah.
Yeah, I was just reading that, Silky Johnson. Are you guys still talking about girls? Whamming? Yeah, we're still talking about whamming. We're talking about how much we just hate being around whamming.
You guys still talking about respecting whamming?
Every day of my life.
I missed that part. The respecting part, I missed it. What the fuck?
Why in the hell did that come through?
I don't know.
That's fucking great.
Ooh,
I don't know if that's going to get caught in the Adobe Audition or not. I don't know, but in case the listeners didn't hear it, Chris just went ooh, and it sounded so feminine and sweet and ooh.
Ooh.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little turned on.
Oh,
Can't they hear the commands on the podcast? No, no.
He's got a shitty fucking headset mic, and it just reverbs right back into the mic. Yeah,
it's
whatever.
actually really quiet too, so I don't know why. I don't know why you guys can't hear yourselves talking, but you can hear shit like that come out of nowhere. It's weird for me.
Yeah, kind of blows my mind, but for the rest of you guys watching Chris's stream of this podcast right now, please more tier 3 subs so we can get this man a proper fucking microphone.
Yeah, he needs to start a donation goal or something, and let's get this man a microphone that's not worth that's worth something.
Yeah, I want to get the that HyperX Quadcast mic and like a mixer. Do I need? Wait, was it USB? The Quadcast mic?
Yeah, the Quadcast is USB, so you wouldn't need a mixer.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I want to save up for is a Quadcast and probably a boom with a. What's that thing you attach to your boom to keep it from picking up desk sounds?
That doesn't fucking exist.
Oh, a shock mount.
Oh yeah, shock mounts. They don't. Any shock mount under $100 is not really gonna isolate. It'll isolate small things, but yeah, you got to spend some money to actually get one that really works.
Yeah, I mean, my mic is mounted to my desk, but I don't really. It doesn't seem to pick up most of it. The gate seems to catch most of it, but the best way to fix that shit is to have your boom mounted to something beside your desk.
That was one of the topics that Cranium brought up earlier was the bigger Twitch streamers like Greek God and Tyler One and guys like that who use just shitty quality equipment like Tyler One always uses a mic off of his headset and it always sounds like fucking shit, but they get 10,000
Yeah,
viewers.
but that's part of it. Yeah, but that's part of his content. It's his like loud, like ear piercing
just blown
hot
out
mic
audio where
Yeah.
he's screaming into his mic as he snaps his fucking headset. Yeah, that's definitely his shtick. But there are a lot of like larger streamers that just have like shit quality and
quality. Yeah,
people are there for content they've done in the past that they enjoyed, and now they like their personalities for whatever godforsaken fucking reason.
Yeah.
But they've built their community, man. That's props to them for that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter the quality necessarily if your entire community has been built on that, then they're not necessarily looking for the quality of your equipment to get better. I don't know how, because I can't stand being in a stream longer than. Well, it depends. There's a lot of streams that I can handle that have shitty mic quality and stuff like that, but there's some streams
I don't know.
that
If I can
cannot
hear
be
your
a part
fucking
of.
computer, if I can hear shit in the background, I'm out. Like if I hear your computer and the baby crying in the back, and every time you lift and set down your mouse and just all that shit, I'm out. I don't want any part of it.
Mhm.
Dogs barking in the background.
Yeah, that's why it's a big pet peeve of mine when my dogs bark or my dog. Yeah, when that dog barks, it pisses me off because I know I can't stand being in the stream with a dog barking in the background. I sure as fuck don't want a dog barking in the background of my stream. But, the
It's
dog
understandable when it happens
do.
occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, when it's fucking constant, that shit. I'm kind of with Nathan on this. Like that gets on my nerves.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. No, I have to. I'm going to bounce. I'm sorry. You might be a great content creator, but I can hear a baby, a dog, traffic, and your computer in the background. Not to mention the keystrokes. And every time you lift and set down your mouse, it's just too much. I
stroke
can't
it.
do it.
Yeah, like that. Got to get them MX Blues, baby. Got that extra clickety clack.
Yeah.
I can't stand that shit. My keyboard is very quiet. I love it.
I never hear it, so there's that.
Mm-hmm. Super quiet. I love it. I'm kind of a sound whore.
I'm just a whore.
I don't like all kinds of crazy noises coming over your mic whenever you're doing shit. Like General Pain. Jesus Christ.
Oh. Dude's got the mic shoved up his fucking nose when he streams, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Or when he's playing.
That kid's a
God
character,
damn.
I love General Pain,
Yeah.
dude. Dude cracks me the fuck up. He's fucking hilarious. But he's got like a button on his headset that he presses to mute it, and it resonates to the mic. And so it does like a noise every time, and it's so fucking annoying. I'm like, stop doing that. And he's like, oh, I'm muting my mic. I'm like, use a fucking keyboard or your mouse to do push to talk like everybody else.
Yepers.
Dude, if I had $1 for every time, like especially back in my PUBG days where we had a full squad, like I would yell at my friends. I was like, just if you're not using push to talk, then you just don't get to speak. And it came to the point where, in fact, if you go to my podcast or my fucking Discord right now, there is a dedicated channel for push to talk only. I was like, I'll be in this chat and I'll see you guys there if you want to speak. And like that was just how I had to deal with like some of my friends because they just fucking refused to use push to talk or oh god, my friend Tyler was the absolute worst one because his mouse, he is all right. It's 2020 at this point in time. It was 2018, 2019. He uses a mouse that does not have thumb buttons. No backward, no forward, no thumb buttons whatsoever. So he had to assign a key on his keyboard to do his push to talk, and he would set a fucking roll of quarters on it to get around my no push to talk rule.
Wow.
What?
I almost drove to his house and fucking slapped him.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, oh, that's
or my push to talk, not my no push to talk rule.
I got you. I got
put
you.
a roll of
Did
quarters
this
on a
mouse have a
button?
fucking ball in it? Yeah, he put quarters on the fucking button so it would stay pushed. Seems like a really inefficient way to do it. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but back to the subject of this man's mouse. Did it have a ball that required cleaning like once a day?
It would not surprise me. There was a period of time where it was once a week. I would send him an Amazon affiliate link because I'm trying to make that big bucks to like a $12 mouse. Like Logitech, like decent mice that just happened to be on sale that had like just 2 side buttons. They were like identical to his mouse in every way, except it had 2 side buttons. And I was just like I'm going to do everything except for buy this for you. And if you don't, I'm either not going to play with you anymore or I'm going to murder you. Well, needless to say,
I haven't
still
heard
play
from
with
him in
him.
a long time. So,
and by that I mean he's definitely dead, but corpses are fun.
Yeah,
Corpses are fun.
They make good meat shields.
They really do. No, I just quit playing PUBG, so that's
Game's trash.
it's.
Does your chat have any other interesting questions to throw at us before we call it a wrap on the Savage Den Love podcast?
Oh, I like that. Love podcast number 7.
Ooh, we could do that could be part of our Patreon. That could be our bonus episode is like love advice with the boys.
Talk about titties. We talk about titties and dicks and buttholes and stuff all the time.
Yeah, but now we're going to take that talk and teach you, the listener, how to implement it into your daily love life.
Titties every day.
Yes.
I'm more of an ass guy
Like-
than a titty guy.
Women are like, how
Same.
do I get my boyfriend's attention? I want his attention. It's like, just whip out a tit. Not both, just one. Just whip a tit out.
My ex-wife could have her titties hanging out and I still wouldn't look at her.
Well, that's just when you know.
She'd be like,
That's when you
she'd be
know.
standing there topless, looking like bitching at me about shit, and it just like that's what I connected that to her. It's
You know,
like,
speaking
doesn't
of
matter.
which-
She's got her titties hanging out. She's still a cunt.
There's a time. I got to throw this one out here. There is a time and a place. All right. I was streaming one time. You guys know my camera angle hits me from the left side, kind of at an angle, right? So in my old streaming room, you couldn't see, and plus I had a green screen at the time. You couldn't see much to my left. And I was streaming one time. As a content creator, every content creator can confirm this. You spend a lot of time doing it. You have to. It's a requirement. And so I'm grinding away, streaming, just trying my best to turn this into something. And my ex-girlfriend walks in her underwear and sits down in the little chair in the room that I have to my left and just sits there with this kind of like slightly annoyed look. I don't know. It could have just been her resting bitch face. I don't know. And that was like, God damn, I think about that and it still pisses me off. It's like, I don't know. I take streaming and content creation very seriously. So it's like, to me, it was very similar to like if I'm sitting at my office at a desk job or something, and in comes my girlfriend in her underwear, just sits down beside me. It's like, hello? Oh, man. That really irked me.
Wait, you didn't like that she was in the room, or you didn't like that she was in there topless trying to get your attention, or?
I didn't like that what she was trying to do, because she was obviously not happy with the fact that I was streaming instead of spending time with her. And while I do understand that streaming and all that stuff can seem like a waste of time, or maybe it seems like it's getting in the way, like obviously in a relationship, you got to discuss the balance. It's like, okay, I'm going to stream from this time to this time, this day through this day, blah, 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 blah. But we had that understanding, but she just, that particular day, she was like, you know what? I want you to stop streaming and pay attention to me. And that pisses me off. Don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's, in the case of your ex and, Chris's cunty ex-wife, there's definitely those red flags where you're just like, you know what? I'd rather be doing this than hanging out with you. So that's how you know.
That's how I felt that particular day. Is Hobo, is your Patreon midget porn?
It's mostly midget porn. It's not entirely midget porn.
And how much does it cost to subscribe?
Well, the tier 2
for a friend.
Tier 2 is $14.99, but if you want feet pics, that'll be $24.99.
Wow.
Oh,
you better have some really great feet.
Yeah, are your feet pretty well manicured?
Oh, God, no. Dude, they are fucking crusty.
Ooh. Do they have any
crunchy
toe butter or whatever it's called? Do they have any of that good stuff?
Oh, the down under cheese? Not the from under cheese, the down under cheese. Yes, plenty.
Let me suck your toes.
I timed him out for saying he had crusty feet.
It's the content that people want. Oh yeah, I'm banned from chat for 10 minutes. Well, to be fair, I did.
Got him.
I did blatantly self-promote in his chat.
I'm like, wait. Do your feet look good? And you're like, no, they're crusty. And I'm like, get this guy the fuck out of my chat right now.
Get the fuck out of here. What are you even doing in here?
Don't worry, Don. Don't worry. There is a market for your crusty feet.
I'm sure someone
DM
wants them
later.
It ain't me.
Yeah, no, somebody wants them, and by that,
Does
I'm
Hollow
sure
want
it's
some
you
crusty
guys.
feet.
No, she wants
Relationship advice.
She wants relationship perspectives from men.
Yeah, I feel like all women want that, but I don't know. I don't. It's not that deep. It's just not that deep.
Well,
it really isn't that deep.
It's not deep, but it is wide.
We have perspectives, but it's not as deep as their perspectives. Their perspectives are deep.
It's a girthy experience, not a length experience.
What women need to remember about men when it comes to relationships is that we don't think that deeply about our feelings all the time. So like we're not sitting there going, I don't feel like our connection is very strong right now. Us as dudes, we're sitting there going, okay, she's not screaming at me. The house is clean. She's fed. The baby's diaper's changed. She's not mad. Our relationship's in a good spot. Like the bills are paid. Yep. There's food in the fridge. Yep. She has a car to drive. You're not a controlling prick saying you can't go hang out with your friends. She had an orgasm this morning. I don't know. She's showered.
Everything's great.
Like everything is.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Everything is practically and in a literal sense, everything is okay. But she'll come out of left field and be like, "You and I aren't doing well." And you're like,
that thing you said to Becky on Tuesday, I've got a problem with that.
And you're like,
the way
what
you
happened?
Represented us as a couple. I'm not, yeah, that's, dude,
what happened?
So many times.
you go, what do you mean? What's the matter? What could possibly be the problem? And she'll say, well, we don't spend that much time together. So like my ex-wife, for instance, she would say, we haven't been spending that much time together. All right. What do you want to do? I don't know. That was her
they want
answer.
us to come up with the plans.
That is
Okay.
the worst fucking answer in the goddamn world.
But here she would go, I don't know, sit down and come watch a movie with me. I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. I do not want to sit down and watch a shitty movie. So if you come up with a better plan for us to hang out and do something together, I will go and do that thing with you. No? Then I'm going to do what I want to do. And here's the other thing. Don't do this shit, women. Don't fucking
Women.
ask a guy. Do not fucking ask us, hey, do you want to go with me to my friend's birthday party? It's okay
Fuck
if you
no.
don't. It's okay if you don't. I'll understand if you want to stay home and do what you want to do. I'll understand. I just thought maybe you would want to go. And you go, oh, nah, I'd rather stay home, I think. Thanks for the option, though. Wrong answer.
Oh, that's
Wrong
the wrong
answer.
answer every time.
That's a wrong
Wrong
answer.
answer.
Because when she
That's
gets
a
home,
God
fucking
damn it.
trap.
because when she gets home, she's going to tell you all about how her friends asked where you were. They asked why you're never there. And she's going to feel like shit for it. She's going to feel like shit that she has to defend why you're at home playing video games instead of hanging out over at her friend Becky's house during her birthday party.
Fucking Becky, man.
Becky,
God
you
damn it, Becky.
Becky, you bitch.
I mean, first of all, we're fucking grown adults here. Who the fuck still has birthday party? Second of all, even when I was a young lad dating and I was kind of one of those clingy, oh, please love me type people back when I was younger, I still, even in those days, did not enjoy hanging out with my girlfriend and her girlfriends. I fucking hated it. There was too much estrogen flying all over the place. I was the third wheel beyond measures. Like, I'm hearing shit I didn't want to hear. I'm hearing about menstrual cycles. I'm hearing about the food that they had last night. I'm hearing about the actor in the latest greatest movie that they would love to fuck. And I'm sitting here thinking, la 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 la, please let me go home.
I'll talk about menstrual cycles.
Dude, I'm gone.
I'm sure you will.
I'm gone all fucking day at work, right? You're gone all fucking day at work. And in my instance, I'm gone driving. So I'm out doing shit and I'm driving. And then like on weekends, if they come up with an idea, it's like, ooh, we should go for a drive. This is my perspective, right? She'll go, we should go on a drive. I'm like, that's the last thing I want to do. I don't want to drive anywhere on the weekends. I really don't. You drive. You do the driving. I'll sit there and not drive. And they'll get upset with you because you don't want to drive or something.
Yeah.
But one of my biggest pet peeves in relationships is the ultimatum bullshit. Do not tell me that it's okay if I make a choice that you don't want to fucking hear, that it's okay if I make that choice. Because that would be the literal conversation I would have with my ex-wife. She would go, do you want to go with me to my friend's house for a barbecue? And I would just be thinking about how we had to drive there. And I don't want to do that. And I don't want to be there.
Be social.
I don't
That's
want to
my
be
thing.
there.
Yeah.
I don't want to be there. I just don't. I'm sorry. And because it's literally everyone's sitting around me drinking beer and smoking weed. And those are two things that I don't do right now. And so it would just be me sitting there while stoners and drunks talk to each other. And drunk conversation is really stupid to listen to when you're sober. So,
So you must fucking hate the conversations we have.
Oh boy.
well, anyway, I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to do it. And she would go, it's okay if you don't want to do it. I'll go. You can stay home and do whatever you want. It's totally fine. You can do that. She would say those words like, it's totally okay if you want to do that. And I'd say, okay, cool. I want to stay home. It would get me every time because she would say it to me. It's totally fine if you want to do that. Okay, I'm going to stay home. And then she would come home later and give me shit for not being there.
Oh yeah.
And I would say, what the fuck? You can't do that. You can't do that. You need to tell your fucking man, I need you to come with me.
That is what we as men consider mind games, and women don't want to call it mind games. But when the man says, I don't want to play these mind games, that's what we're talking about. We don't want to have to play the whole, like, is this the right answer? Is this the wrong answer? Tell us what you want to do. And if there's any discussion that needs to be done, like why we don't want to do it or whatever, then that will ensue afterwards. But tell us what you want and don't make us make that decision, because especially when you already know what their answer is going to be. If you say, hey, you want to go with me to a barbecue at my friend's and you're going to be bored, like, or you can just stay home and play video games. I'm going to stay home and play video games. All right. I have a lot more fun doing that. Why in the world would I want to go to a barbecue? And of course, they're going to take it personally. They're going to be like, oh, you don't want to spend time with me. It's like, no, I don't mind spending time with you. I just don't want to spend time with you and Becky and Becky's boyfriend and the pot and barbecue that they've got. That's not, no.
The barbecue sounds great. Bring me home a plate.
Yeah, listen.
I don't want to be there hanging out with friends.
We're just very realistic people. Ribs. I'm all for that.
Men are just very realistic. We just like what Hollows just said. We just want straight up. Just say yay. No, we are very black and white. We are very 0-1. We don't want to have to calculate all the in-betweens and wonder what the consequences are going to be. This is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
The fake choices are, in my opinion, borderline insulting. In one of my previous relationships, like I would get like upset. I would become angry, and I'm not normally an angry person, but like I would get angry when I would get presented with one of those. Do you want to go to this? And it's like something I very clearly do not want to go do, and there's no correct answer for me, because the answer that always comes out of my mouth is, do I actually have a choice? And if I do, I'm not going to that bullshit. If I don't have a choice, now I'm pissed at you because you're making me do shit I don't want to do. So we're fighting either way if I get presented with one of those choices. Fortunately, in my current relationship, Elizabeth understands that aspect of me. So when she asks me if I want to go do something, she's actually asking me if I want to go do something, because, we had one of those conversations pretty much exactly one time. And I was like, this is how I feel about these conversations. And I just let her know right off the bat, right after we started dating. And she's been fucking phenomenal about it for the most part ever since. There's sometimes she can't really help herself, but that happens. We're human.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is I just want yay, nay, yes or no. That's all I need. And we'll go from there.
God damn it, Chris.
Man, I could go. I could go. Timed out again.
You son.
I could go on and on about this.
Type again. Banned.
I was halfway through typing out, again in all caps, who wants more midget porn? Because dude, there's a market. And I can fill that niche, if you know what I mean.
If the product you're offering has the word porn in it, there's a market for it.
Boom,
just by the
guaranteed.
way. Always. There is a group of people. If you can put the word porn on it, there is a market for it. You can stop sign porn. I'm sure somebody out there is into some sexy stop signs. Might only be 2 people, but somebody out there is into it.
Well, it sounds like I have a new fetish. That sounds amazing.
The internet's a powerful thing.
I'm just so happy that I'm done with my marriage and moving on from that shit.
Yeah, it sounds like you were in a bad place, man. I'm glad to see you're moved on to more healthy endeavors.
Oh yeah, I'm moving to California soon. I'm going back to being around my friends and stuff because I'm not happy here in Washington, and I just realized that recently that I'm not happy here. So I'm going to move back to California to be around my friends and just be happier in general. I think so.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
wanna
I'm
be
happy to
here.
hear that you're doing great things with yourself.
That's what's up, dude. Well, if on your move back from Washington to California, if you happen to stop through Kentucky, drop me a line, dude. We'll hang out.
Why would I stop in Kentucky on my way from
What
Washington
the
to
fuck
California?
is-
Why wouldn't you, dude? It's a beautiful state. Okay,
I've been through
there's
it. It's
some
not that big of a
gorgeous
deal.
scenery. It really isn't.
Bunch of flat.
Gentlemen,
It's a bunch of flat area with corn.
Okay, you went
We
through
love corn.
Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky's bullshit.
I didn't lie.
Kentucky's bullshit. It's full of caves and corn. Men,
Well,
What?
settle down, Mr. Tennessee.
I'm sorry. We have been going for an hour and
Settle down.
27 minutes. Are
Settle
you guys
down,
ready
old
to
man.
wrap this bad boy up?
Yeah, I guess we can kill it on that note, man.
How many
Well,
times do we have
gave
to
us
teach
the
you this
opening.
lesson, old man?
Fucking love SpongeBob. That's a great reference.
Ooh. Wait, Cranium said I'm the only 10 he sees. Let's keep this going. Tell me more. I'm just kidding. We need to wrap this up.
We do. You open it up. I'll let you lead it out, man.
Don't give Nathan a chance to talk himself up even more. He does it all day.
Oh,
Sick of it.
He literally started this stream with "I'm the most important one."
Yeah, see?
Listen. Let me lead this out. To everyone that has been listening to our podcast, thank you guys for the continued support. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Ravaging Savage. I am the best one on the podcast right now. The other two are pretty important sometimes. It's good to have something to fill the air, when I'm not talking. I really, God damn it.
Not touching that. Not
I can't
touching
even keep. I can't even keep going with it. Fuck, because I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. I cannot wait to show you a picture of my dick in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Seriously though, thank you guys for listening. I'm about to hit the stop record button. Don't forget to follow all the links that will be in the description. It will be all of our Twitch and Twitter links. There you can find all sorts of shit posting and shit of that sort. That's it. That's all I got to say. Thanks.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you later. Bye.